Good morning, students. Today we are going to start the first chapter of civics, the Indian Constitution. Our Indian Constitution. Who framed the Indian Constitution? In 1934, the Indian National Congress made the demand for a constituent assembly. At that time, our country was the colony of Britishers. Now, Britishers agreed to this demand and passed an act in 1935 according to which there will be a selection of the member of the Constituent Assembly who will frame the Constitution of India. Now, the members of the Constituent Assembly were elected from throughout India. They represented each and every section of society. They were from the different religion, different caste, different reason, etc. The Constituent Assembly started working from 9 December 1946 and it finally submitted it on 26 November 1949. And therefore, we celebrate the 26 November 1949 as our Constitution Day also. Leaders were inspired by the ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity. The members of the Constituent Assembly were highly qualified and most of them were the freedom fighters. So they wanted to have liberty, equality, and fraternity for all the sections of the society. Our Constitution came into force on 26 January 1915. Now, what is a constitution? A constitution of a country is a set of written rules that are accepted by living together in a country. It is a supreme law that determines the relationship among the people living in a territory called citizens and also the relationship between the people and government. Remember, today most countries of the world have a constitution. While democratic countries are likely to have a constitution, it is not necessary that all countries that have a constitution are democratic. Why does a country need a constitution? Let's take the example of football. According to the rules of football, if the ball touches the arm of any player except the goalkeeper, then this is considered a foul. So if players starts holding the football in their hands and passing it around, then they are not playing football. Same situation can arise in large communities living together. Majority may dominate the minority and rich can exploit the poor. So to establish a peace, trust and coordination among the people is the most important function of the constitution. In all the games which you play, you follow certain rules and regulation. If you will not follow the rules and regulation, then ultimately instead of enjoying the game, we end up fighting with each other. The same situation exists in the country also. In most of the countries, there is a mixture of the people. They are from the different religion, they are speaking different languages, they are from the different culture, and in such circumstances, the situation may arise that there is clash of opinions, clash of interest. So, to establish the peace and trust, to establish the coordination among the members, the constitution provides rules and regulations which needed to be followed by each and everyone. Now, what is the purpose of our Indian Constitution? As I told you that most of the members of the Constituent Assembly, they were the freedom fighters, they were highly qualified, they were well aware of the various constitutions functioning at that time in the world. So the aim of our constitution can be summarized in the preamble of our constitution, which seeks to provide justice, liberty, equality and fraternity to everyone. See, let's read the preamble of our constitution. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, and equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and the integrity of the nation. So this is what actually they wanted. The purpose of our Indian Constitution. What is the purpose of our Constitution? First of all, it tells us about the fundamental nature of our society. India is known for its diversity. We are having people from different caste, different religion, different reason. So in such kind of a society, how the people can coexist, how the people can live happily together, that values of tolerance we can find in our constitution. It serves as a set of rules and principles that all persons in a country can agree upon. It protects the rights of the citizen, especially the weaker section of society, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and women. It defines the nature of a country's political system. Like in India, we are having the parliamentary form of government. In India, parliament is supreme. All the laws are passed from the parliament. And we are also having different organs of the government: legislature, executive, and judiciary. In our constitution, the work and function of each organ of the government is clearly defined. So it also tells about the nature of our political system. It lays out certain ideals that form the basis of the kind of country that we as citizens aspire to live in. That has been summarized in the preamble, that what kind of a society we actually want. We want a society where everyone is equal. We want a society where everyone will get the justice, everyone will get equal opportunity. So that ideals are also there in our constitution. Now these we must, when we are talking about the constitution, we need to remember certain things. First of all, as we discussed earlier in the slides, is that constitution is prepared by not one person. It was made by the constituent assembly. Okay, now the question may come in your exam, that who is considered to be the father of our Indian constitution? The father of our Indian constitution is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Now, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is not a is person who is considered to be the father of Indian constitution, because he was involved in one of the most challenging tasks, that is to draft the constitution. He was the chairman of the drafting committee, and the constituent assembly was consisted of more than 200 members. So when these people discussed among themselves, debated on each and every topic, on every clause, it is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar who summarized the thing and drafted the constitution. So that is why he is considered to be the father of Indian constitution. Now the another photo which you can say is of our Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the president of the Constituent Assembly. And children, you must be knowing that he is the only president who was elected twice in India. He was our he was the first president of India after independence, and he was also the president of the Constituent Assembly. And he was from our Bihar. Now, certain things, interesting things which I would like to share with you is that about our Indian Constitution, that the original copies of Constitution written in Hindi and English are kept in a special helium-filled cases in the Library of the Parliament of India. You can still find the original copy. The original copy was handwritten by Prem Bihari Raisda in a flowing italic style with beautiful calligraphy. Artists from Shanti Niketan beautified the pages. So you should remember the name of this person also, Prem Bihari Raisda. In many of the competitive exams, this question comes: who wrote the Indian Constitution? The person who has handwritten the Constitution, his name was Prem Bihari Raisda, and he wrote in italic style with beautiful calligraphy. And the artists who were there to decorate each and every page was selected from the Shanti Niketan. Over 2000 amendments were made to the original draft before it was finalized after debate and discussions. So you can understand the role of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, how much effort he put to make the constitution. The Indian Constitution is called the bag of borrowings, as the makers took inspiration from various other constitutions. Like we are having fundamental rights which we borrowed from the American Constitution. Similarly, when we are having the parliamentary form of a government, this we learned from Britain. And there are various other clauses which we learned. The members of the Constituent Assembly went through all the constitutions of that time and tried to include all the best things possible in our Indian Constitution. Okay, thank you.